Hi everybody, welcome to At the Van Wezel. I'm Mary Bensel, the Executive Director here at the theater, and we're so glad to have you with us. We've had an amazing season, and I'm here with Julia Mays as always, and we're going to be talking about what we like the most for the summertime, Friday Fest.
Friday Fest. And didn't we have an exceptional season?
We did.
Oh,
we
my
had
goodness.
a great season.
How are we going to top them every year? We do it every year, though.
Yeah, well, I get too nervous about it. Let's not talk about it. But anyway, Friday Fest. On June 21st, we have the most popular band coming back. They've come every year. They're everybody's favorites, but they're a jinxed band because almost every time they come, it rains. And we're talking about, of course, Yesterdays, who plays fabulous oldies music, and people get up and dance. But, you know, it's...
They promised us it wasn't raining this time.
Even when, you know, they play out at Lakewood Ranch, they have a similar thing out there. And I was out there, and it was pouring rain, and it was Yesterdays, and I thought, it must be them.
Yep.
It couldn't possibly be John Scalzi.
But we're going to try them again.
No, but we're looking forward to Yesterdays, and of course that goes from, come around 5 o'clock, and they go till 9 o'clock at night. And for those of you that are new in the community, Friday Fests are here on the beautiful Bayside Bayfront at the Van Wezel, and we have a great local band.
And it's free.
And it's free, and you could also make small donations, and we give away great prizes, but we have food vendors, and there's music, and you can dance. Bring a chair if you want, bring your blanket. We have young kids,
lots
babies,
of bars open.
And we have, lots of bars. There's also great ice cream and things like that, lots of good food to eat. So anyway, it's a wonderful 4 times a summer, and it's a great time, and because we have the fabulous backdrop of the sun going down over the bay, which
can't beat that.
Can't beat it. And then for my birthday, you are bringing in Kettle of Fish.
I love this band. Oh my goodness.
Tell me about them.
I love this band. They're kind of R&B, roxy, rock and rolly, bluesy, everything. They'll play whatever we want them to play, but you can dance to it, you can scoot around to it.
Julie is the dancer of the group, obviously.
I just love them. They're wonderful. They're a great community band.
Well, I'm having a hip replacement in May, so I don't know if I'll be doing much dancing with you. But
maybe I can bring them on down to the hospital.
Maybe you can roll me in.
We'll figure out something.
And then on August 16th, we have Impulse as the band. Now, I don't even know what this means. I mean, of course, they play, I'm told, reggae, pop, calypso, but what is zouk?
Zouk.
What is zouk?
Okay, I don't know.
Well,
our young people are the ones that book that.
Okay, so, you know, I'm sure zouk is fabulous, and you have to come now to find out what it is.
Hey,
so,
send it to us on Facebook and let us know.
Yeah, maybe we should have a contest, you know, whoever gets the answer of what is zouk. You know, and that's one thing we do give away is tickets at our Friday
lots
Fest.
of great tickets.
And, you know, you'll get a chance to see a lot of, you know, some of the commissioners come down, and the city manager, and Marlon Brown is our most famous beer pourer.
He loves to pour beer.
He does.
He's very good at it.
And it's great because, you know, through Marlon, he had, when he got here, little boys, and they've grown up to being really big boys.
I know, I'm amazed.
And the boys have a great time here. And then on September 20th, we have One Night Rodeo, and that's country.
Yep, and they're a great band also.
It's great, and you know, in the beginning, I didn't used to like country when I was a lot younger, and country has really hit its stride. I mean, it's developed, and there's lots of crossover. I mean, you even hear country now with hip hop, you know, I guess.
Well, you know, that's where rock and roll came from.
Yeah, it's a fabulous thing, so I'm really excited about One Night Rodeo. So those are the 4 Friday Fests. Again, come on out, it's a great time. And we just recently announced our Broadway classical and dance series.
Yes,
and
I'm very excited.
And Broadway is a mixture of the great classics of musical theater along with brand new shows. And we start out with one of your and my most favorite, talk about dancing,
yes.
Mamma Mia is coming back. And we'll be here for 2 performances, October 29th and 30th. And then we have Hello, Dolly with your friend and mine, Sally Struthers, playing Dolly
I can't
Levi.
wait to see her. Oh my goodness.
She's such a great person, and she does so much good for the community as well.
She really does.
And then we have Godspell. And Godspell went on Broadway about a year ago, and they did a whole new version of Godspell. And that's really a great show. And, you know, with all these interest in the Bible miniseries and everything, I think this will be a great show, January 15th. And then tell us a little bit about Man of La Mancha.
Oh, Sir Don Quixote with his Sancho Panza, his servant that goes along with him. And you know, that's where the classical music piece Impossible Dream came from also.
Absolutely.
It's a great story.
Then we have Memphis, which is one of the great new shows coming up.
Yep.
It won the Tony Award for Best Musical of the Year. We have Chicago, which was supposed to be this season, and it is slinking into town on March 4th and 5th. And then we have Disney's Beauty and the Beast, which is that great, you know, musical. And then Bring It On, the cheerleading.
Yes.
That just looks like so much fun.
It is so much fun. You saw the movie, right?
Well, yeah, and I plan to do all those stunts, you know, after my hip is healed.
Oh, yes, okay.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see those.
Boom, up I go.
Oh, all right.
And then we go to American Idiot, Story of Our Lives. No. American Idiot, which is based on Green Day's music. And here's such a contrast between Bring It On. Let's look at a little American Idiot.
Don't wanna be an American idiot. Don't want a nation under the new media.
Hey, can you hear the sound of hysteria?
And then to round out the Broadway season, $1 Million Quartet, which is about a famous night at Sun Records when Elvis Presley and Johnny Cash and Jerry Lee Lewis and Carl Perkins all got together. And we have one little piece of video for you.
That was one of my favorite shows on Broadway.
It is a fabulous show. And then
Great
rounding
music.
out our specials, we have coming up Defending the Caveman, Under the Street Lamp, Rock of Ages, and Steve Solomon.
Coming back with his new show.
Ravioli, cannolis, latkes, I'm still in therapy. You know, this poor man is so messed up. He's got the Italian mother, the Jewish father.
Though. Oh my God, he's so funny.
I have no excuse. But we will be back in just a minute with one of our great friends to the Van Wezel, Shaun Merriman of Gateway Bank.
Sarasota is known for being a safe and tranquil paradise, but excessive sound can be an unwelcome noise to many of our citizens. In an effort to preserve the peace and protect the rights of all of our citizens, the City of Sarasota is enforcing a new ordinance aimed at curbing unreasonable and excessive noise. Beginning April 1st, the Sarasota Police Department will be issuing warnings and citations for excessive sound from vehicles and other sound-producing devices. Once an officer has determined a violation has occurred, a warning is issued. Citations are then given on subsequent violations, resulting in fines up to $500. A third violation and violations after that can result in an arrest. For more information, visit our website at sarasotapd.org or follow us on Facebook or Twitter.
And welcome back to At the Van Wezel. I'm Mary Bensel, Executive Director here at the theater. And I am so pleased to have one of my favorite people in the city of Sarasota as our guest. Shaun Merriman, I should tell you, was a member of the Van Wezel Foundation Board of Directors for years, a true friend of ours. He's a sponsor of our great Chris Bode concert. And then Shaun is the CEO and president of Gateway Bank. And you formed a bank at a really tough time in the history, you know, of finance here with the economy down. How do you form a bank? I mean, I probably mentioned before, there used to be the old joke, if four men sitting around having coffee in Naples and then a new bank grew, but that's not the case anymore.
No, it wasn't. It was, you know, I started organizing Gateway in the fall of 2006. And I think one of the primary reasons I decided to form it is there had been 7 acquisitions of community banks in the previous 3 years. So there was, in my opinion, a huge shortage of community banks. I had no idea we were going to necessarily be going into what many would refer as the most disastrous
Terrible
economic time
of
of our generation. But again, that didn't stop me. I was persistent. And
How much money do you have to raise? And is that the correct term, raise money to open a bank?
Yeah, you have to raise capital. And over about a 100-day period of time, I raised almost $20 million in startup capital.
Could you do that for us, perhaps?
Just let me know. I'll be happy to help.
Okay, thank you.
And it was not at an easy time. There were banks who were already showing signs of distress. Several banks were in the paper every other day in terms of potential closing. And unfortunately, our area in Southwest Florida was hit extremely hard with bank closures.
Absolutely.
There were 13 banks closed over that 3-year window. And it was devastating. But
and you thought, well, what a great time to start a bank.
Absolutely.
You know?
I mean, and again, I think it was. I think my timing was perfect. I don't want to say that it wasn't without its challenges, but yeah, we came in at the right time. There was already pressure on real estate valuations, which means every one of the banks in the area, they were taking really a close look at valuations of what the property would be worth. Underwriting tightened up, so there were a lot of changes that happened as it related to just the day-to-day operations of the bank that we had to be mindful of.
Sure.
Plus, being a startup bank, we are more highly regulated than more mature banks. I have no less than 8 audits a year.
Oh my gosh, we have several and they're difficult. But for a financial novice like myself who really knows nothing, do the people that invest in the bank then, are they like a shareholder that receives a dividend, or is that the way it works?
That's exactly right. It's a private placement, and it is not publicly traded. So most of our shareholders are local folks here who believe in the community bank model, which is a different model than the large regional bank.
Can you explain the difference between a community bank and a large bank?
Certainly.
And what if somebody's shopping around for a bank, what would make them choose one versus another?
I think it's the needs of the individual or the business. Small community banks typically focus on more one-on-one customer service.
They know your name.
They know your name. They know your dog's name. They don't charge for normal bank services. They tend to be friends of the community. They're very involved in the community. Whereas larger, more regional banks tend to be more regionally dispersed, more global, more of a franchise. Whereas we're more of a niche type of organization. And again, our typical client tends to be the locally owned small business, not publicly traded companies. So again, the medium-sized business owner is a perfect fit for the small to medium-sized community bank.
Gotcha.
And
so, as far as people, as it goes, it's wonderful. I know I've been to your bank a number of times and people know my name, which is really, it makes you feel good. And we were laughing earlier before we started the interview that you let people take the pens rather than having the chains on them, which is nice. And your point is that gets your name out there in the public.
Yeah.
So how big is the bank now? I know you've grown it since the initial offering.
We'll be 5 years old next month. We started with $20 million in capital, and today we're sitting at $235 million.
Oh my gosh.
So we are tenfold the size we were
when we
first started.
Amazing, Shaun. That is really fabulous.
Yeah. And it was really concentrated growth. It was not growing for growth's sake. It was very strategic. In fact, when I started the bank, I provided to the state of Florida Office of Financial Regulation as well as the FDIC a 3-year business plan, which put us at about $165 million in total assets at our 3rd year anniversary. We were $1 million short of that. And we had no idea we were going to be dealing with the economic issues. So the growth was very strategic, was controlled. Very fortunate that we were able to keep a close eye on credit quality, because nothing in our business can run havoc on a bank more so than bad loans. And we were very fortunate. I think we just have a few minutes left, but I wanted to point out that you give back to the community, not only being on the Van Wezel Board of Directors, but you are the past chair of the Chamber of Commerce, you ran the United Way campaign, and you're about to be the head of the Board of Directors of the Doctors Hospital. Yes.
That is amazing, for you to do all that for the community. I know you have a family, and I remember seeing you in an article in the paper where you're cycling away, and you're a very avid cyclist, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I ride anywhere from 100 to 200 miles a week.
Oh my gosh.
I figured it's just one way to go ahead and relieve stress and try to stay in shape, because it's a full schedule. My wife often kids that I work half days, 7 to 7. But in my role as a CEO, it's important that I'm out in the community. I am promoting my organization as well as the other nonprofits in the community, because really community banking is an extension of the community. And if we are not supporting, whether it's volunteerism or monetarily, then the community will not move forward. And I think the community banks in this area are just terrific in that regard.
I have to agree with you, and I will tell you folks, if Shaun Merriman is your friend, you have a really great person to have in your pocket, because he is really, a fabulous guy and a great family man, and has been so supportive of me since I took over the Van Wezel. Now, we have to wrap up, but where can people get information about Gateway Bank? Should they just stop in? Do you have a website?
We have a website, and it's www.gatewaybankswfl.com, and the SWFL stands for Southwest Florida, initials. Or you can just stop into any one of our locations. We have 3 locations in Sarasota, Manatee. Our main location is the historic Jack West building that we saved from demolition and we renovated.
It's a great building.
Back in 2009. It's catty corner from Sarasota High School at 41 in Bay Vista. That's our main office. We also have a banking center at Lockwood Ridge in University Parkway. And we have a banking center at 2100 West Manatee Avenue in Bradenton, which is about 2/10 of a mile west of downtown Bradenton. So we're very excited to be.
Well, thank you again, Shaun, for your fabulous support of the Van Wezel, and I guarantee stop into a Gateway Bank, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Thank you, Mary. Enjoyed it.
Did you know City of Sarasota drinking water is very safe? Tested every 2 hours. Delivered right to your house. Much more affordable than bottled water. Environmentally friendly. And it tastes good. City of Sarasota water. Safe, affordable, environmentally friendly.
And welcome back to At the Van Wezel. It's always so great to hear from Shaun Merriman. And we've been just joking around during the breaks because we were talking about my hip. Just in a quick nutshell, we were telling a story about how Julia went out to yell at a squirrel that was on her screen, and she slid out and ended up falling backwards and scrambling your brain. Is that right?
That's what they said it was. I scrambled my brain.
So every time something happens weird in the office, Julie goes, well, I have a scrambled brain. And I said, well, I don't know what I have as an excuse.
And Mary told me to use that excuse as long as I could. I thought I was banking on that.
So anyway, here we are with our scrambled brain and hurtful hips.
Wounded knee and
there you go.
Such.
Anyway, but also, coming out this next year is a fabulous dance series, and
I'm looking forward to this dance series.
The first show, I always love the tango shows, and we have Tango Fire, and I have just a small clip of that. Next, we're talking about complexions and complexions.
Sarasota Premier. Also.
It's the Sarasota Premier. They are an amazing dance company. They grew out of the Alvin Ailey Company, some of the principal dancers there, and they're going to be performing to some of U2's music, and I think they're going to be amazing. And then Philobolus. and I probably say that wrong,
No,
but
you said it right.
Pilobolus does the most fantastic movements, and they're a modern dance company, and they make use of space and time. And we not only do we do an evening performance, but we do a school time performance, and the kids love this company.
It's a great company.
And they're also here in February. And then we are fixated on Don Quixote this year,
now,
right?
of course, the ballet is the love story of Mr.
The Moscow Festival Ballet.
Yeah.
And
Sir
of course,
Don Quixote.
Don Quixote has one of the most famous pas de deux in ballet, and it's fiery and passionate, and I think
my
our
brain wasn't
audiences-
scrambled, I'd try and repeat
There
that.
you go. It's like, whoo! The great music. And then, of course, what dance series would be complete without an Irish dance show?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Julie,
Let's have another one.
Julie used to was the executive director for an Irish dance troupe, Spirit of the Dance, but we have Rhythm of the Dance coming back, and Lord of the Dance was here this year, and both of these shows have updated their performances, new costumes.
They've modernized themselves, which they really should have, because they were getting a little tired, but and they've come to the modern times, and they are wonderful. All new costuming.
Oh, the audience
and
went
dance
wild, and I'm looking forward to, and this is a really fabulous troupe.
It is.
And then for our classical series, we open up with the Haifa Orchestra. Now, I don't know if I should even begin to try to pronounce these names, and please don't write in and criticize, because I really, the conductor is Boguslaw Dawidau. You want to take the pianist?
The pianist is, that's an easy one, Roman Rabinovitz.
And then the violist is Avshalom Sarid. And I know they are a phenomenal troupe out of Israel. It's going to be a great, great time. And I can't wait to go to see Haifa myself.
Yes, that's
Not
gonna
only
be
the
great.
orchestra, but to see the area of Israel. It's beautiful. And that's on January 22nd. And then the most famous modern classical artist in the entire world, Long will be here.
Yep.
And he plays the piano like nobody's business.
And last time he was here, you know, he played with the Youth Symphony.
Right.
Correct? And then I think this time he's going to be
It's-
doing all
it's all-
solo. It's all long.
The whole concert is
Yeah.
long. So
It's amazing. Just
so
amazing.
it's going to be great. And that is February 26th. And then another favorite at the Van Wezel is Josh Bell. And normally he's here, you know, playing either with an orchestra or in solo in concert. He's, of course, the great American violinist. But he is also the music director of the Academy of St. Martin's in the Field Orchestra. And he will be here with them. So not only will he be here as the music director, he will also be playing with them.
That's gonna
And
be
then this
exciting.
year, as our special, we have Salute to Vienna, but and they've been here many, many years, but there's something special this year. Can you tell us?
Well, this year they're changing. They're going to be here January 3rd instead of January 1st. And also, they've got a big PBS special now, and it's going to run for 3 years. So you'll be able to see Salute to Vienna on PBS.
And they're filming it in
And they're
Vienna.
filming it now in Vienna, actually.
And they invited us to go to Vienna, everybody, and we wish we could have
But
gone.
we had to do this show. We couldn't let our patrons
Yeah, well, we have
down.
a lot of shows going on, you know, but I would have loved to go on because I've never
I
been to
know.
Vienna, and
Me
I hear it
neither.
is stunningly beautiful.
It is stunning.
And they keep inviting this is our friends Marion and Tilla Glatz, who put together Salute to
producers,
Vienna.
yep,
they
they're fabulous.
invite us over there all the time. So that is our great season so far. We, of course, will be announcing in late August, early September, all of the stars and big productions that'll be coming.
Now these are packages only right now. These
Yeah.
are subscription packages only. But,
And how do you get a subscription,
well,
Jules?
you can call the box office, or you can come down to the box office. And we have been pushing the Broadway dance and classical at some of our Broadway productions still coming up that have been in the past and finished up the season with. So a lot of people were able to pick up the order forms and buy tickets then.
Well, you know, a subject that came up this year, and I guess I should also add, is next year you're going to see brand new tickets because we're going to have a new ticket system where you're going to be able to print your tickets at home. So it'll be sort of like, you know,
So
you
like
do
the
with
airlines,
with the
with your
airlines, and
boarding
they'll be
pass.
scanned, and it'll all be, and it'll give us better reports and things like that. We're also this summer putting in a cafe outside, which will have a cover over it. We're going to have a fire pit and some comfortable furniture. temperature, and so you're able to have dinner outside or have cocktails out there, which should be great for people that rent back there. So I'm all excited about those things.
That is very exciting.
But one of the things that came up this year is normally in a season you have 3 or 4 shows cancel. And I remember Ruth Eckerd Hall one year had all 4 Saturday nights in the month of September cancel, and I felt terrible for them. Well, we had like 7 shows canceled this year, and of course everybody assumes that we canceled them, and of course we didn't, because all of the shows were doing brilliantly at the box office. I think it probably impacted our bottom line to the tune of $150,000.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And that was about $900,000 worth of ticket sales out the window. And so you never want this to happen, but unfortunately with live theater, it does happen. And I'm just going to tell you a couple of the reasons why these shows didn't come. The Pittsburgh Symphony, American symphonies are very expensive to tour now, and they lost their corporate sponsor. And even with all of us paying a very hefty fee to have the orchestra come, without that sponsorship, they canceled their entire tour across America. Then John Legend, we were called it our legendary season. He announces, I find this out when I come back from being abroad, that he has
our first concert of the season.
Yeah, that he has had artistic problems with developing his new album. He cancels his whole national tour. Then we had Anita Baker. You know, this is sounding like so sad. Keep in mind, we had about 100 shows last year, so it's only these few, but Anita Baker decided to cancel her entire tour, and it was going to be at Ruth Eckerd Hall and over in Miami. And then Peter Pan lost the back end of the week that we were doing, and I was so disappointed. I got letters from people saying, oh, my daughter didn't get to see, it was her Christmas gift. And then John Lithgow, in a contract, everyone, stars have a clause that allow them 60 to 90 days out to actually cancel a show if they get a movie, a Broadway show, or a London show, or a Las Vegas engagement. And almost never does this happen. Well, John Lithgow got not only a London West End play,
and
but
almost sold out.
Yeah, he was almost sold out. And we also had him doing an HBO special at the same time. So, and then at the last minute, we find out that the tour, and by last minute, folks, I mean 2 weeks before this happened, that they had canceled the tour of Chicago months ago and never told any of us. And so we were able to switch to this year. But these things normally 2, 3 of them happen. This was a lot this year, and I just want everybody to know, we didn't cancel one of these shows. We were selling so well, and we have to apologize because nonetheless it happens on our watch. But you know, I would be honest if there is a show that we canceled for lack of ticket sales, but sadly, you know, we had very few shows that didn't sell well this year. But sadly, I wish those had been the one.
They didn't cancel.
But anyway. We planned a great season for you next year, and so I just want to explain to people really what goes on in this business and make it very transparent. So I just want to thank you all for having a great season here at the Van Wezel, and we're getting ready to kick off Friday Fest, and we'll be back to talk to you about all sorts of brand new shows coming your way.